Hello, Musto0063 back for Mega Man Day in the Limelight Part 5. Last time we took out the first two stages of Wily's Fortress, so naturally we're going to kick things off this video with the third stage. Playing as a brand new Robot Master, we played as Cut in the first stage, and Ice in the second. And we'll be playing as Elec in the third. So this stage has a very similar look to how the nearly messed that up. That would have been a great start. How the original stage worked. We have these giant piranha enemies, which are unkillable, as far as I'm aware. Or at least with Elec anyway. And we have this water enemy and all the spike sprites and everything. And we're going to have a giant area where we're going to drop down to a spike shaft. So yeah, reasonably rather similar to how it worked in the original. We're going to have a few new things, so clearly making use of Elec's additional power. His Thunder Beam opens up some of the doors. And you may notice here as well, which is very helpful, the spike shaft is a little bit of a narrower area to get down there, but Elec Man seems to fall a little bit slower than Mega Man does. So yeah, that's much appreciated. And one of the other functions of these little electric switches, as you can see here, these jellyfish enemies are unkillable. So what the light does is it attracts those enemies to the light, and it's very useful in the sense that it gets them out of the way so that they're not attacking you. Trying to deal with that lanternfish, which takes a whole crap ton of hits to take down, and the shrimp it shoots out, and those jellyfish would be very, very annoying. So yeah, do want to definitely keep those jellyfish occupied by having them home in on the light. It doesn't seem to work with the shrimp. They just seem to hover around, floating around, doing whatever the hell they like. In the original stage, we were pretty much already done by this point in time. The original Stage 3 of Wily's Fortress in Mega Man 2 was incredibly short. A little bit longer here, but still not that much longer. Ugh, terrible. I will take out that crazy cannon because I'm going to muck around here with this little jump. This is a little bit... You'd think I was mucking around there, but there seems to be... It's trickier to get in there than you'd think, just because I think the way the physics and the mechanics work for this game. So yeah, I really didn't need that extra life, but just to show off, when you see the switch, don't necessarily immediately go for it. You can do that and get. I don't know if I can actually now. Presumably not. Presumably that's the point. Yeah. So get the health afterwards, but yeah. If you don't just immediately shoot at one of the switches, you can get the extra life as well. Not that I think I'm going to need it. And, well, this all looks very, very different. The boss of Stage 3 in the original game was Guts Dozer. Don't think we're going to be seeing him here. No, we're going to be getting a wonderfully unique fight. We're going to be getting Flashman and Bubble Man, the two Robot Masters who did not get a stage, or one of the original Robot Masters we had to beat in this game. So, yeah, that's kind of fun, that's kind of new. Bubble Man works, and obviously together as well, at the same time, so 2 for 1. Makes things kind of tricky. Bubble Man tends to work reasonably rather similar. He's not as quick, his attacks don't come kind of as speedily as they did in the original, but his attacks are reasonably similar. Flashman, although he does this pellet shot attack, and he does freeze time, as you can see here, he only does it at certain intervals, so he works probably a little bit differently to how he worked in the original. When he does that flash attack, you want to be kind of jumping. He will always shoot a long stream of bullets right along the floor, yeah, and obviously that's where you want to avoid. So you want to be jumping in the air at around this point in time, and you'll always avoid that. As you can see, with the fact that there obviously are two Robot Masters, in theory we could take out either first. I reckon it's probably better, actually, on balance, to take out Bubble Man first. But just for the purpose of showing off Flashman, Bubble Man doesn't seem to do too much differently. When he, I don't know where I'm going to freeze here. Yeah, thank you. I had no idea where Flashman was going to move after being unfrozen. For the purpose of showing off, Bubble Man doesn't do anything different when he's the last one standing. So, in the interest of showing it off, Flashman does something a bit different when Bubble Man dies first. He just runs around from side to side. He's a little bit quicker and a little bit more difficult to predict what he's going to do. So, yeah, ideally you probably want to take out Flashman first, which is maybe a little bit difficult. You want to take your time a bit more because Bubble Man's standing closer to the middle of the screen, so naturally you're going to hit him more than Flashman when the two of them are together. But yeah, you get a slightly easier fight, I think, if you take out Flashman rather than Bubbleman. But of course, you will have to spend a bit more time mucking around in the initial part of the fight, waiting for Bubbleman to get out of the way so you can attack Flashman. That was a particularly poor showing there at the end on Flashman, for which I apologise. But hey, still got through the level unbeaten, or without losing a life anyway. And yeah, that's the third stage done. I really like that stage. It's kind of short, it's kind of nice. I like playing as Elecman anyway, and it's a really fun boss. So, moving on, stage 4. And boy oh boy is this one different. Kind of a shame you got this music, but oh well. Not that it's not good, but again, it would be nice to have the kind of stay true to what it is. I guess we are outside in this kind of a sprite area, so I guess it fits. But anyway, yeah. I am, for the moment, going to... Wow. For the moment, I'm going to play this sort of not quote-unquote cheating. I'm going to play it reasonably fairly. You can see here that Gutsman is... Oh, wow. He's riding atop a giant, what looks like the bottom half of the Guts dozer, actually. And we've got to kind of make our way through all these enemies. As you can see, I've taken so much flipping damage here that it's untrue. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to kind of recoup that a little bit later. But there are two... Actually, I'm going to show off one here. So you can see, if I stand on this little block here, I raise a platform up, which blocks enemies and whatnot. So it's kind of useful. There's also this one at the other side, which shoots out... oh no! Which shoots out the little gun, and so yeah, that's the kind of the slow way of doing it. Here's the cheating way, if I can kind of get it set up properly. Here is the cheating way to clear this stage. You kind of stand here. It's not foolproof, but if you stand here and just while this shield is up and just repeatedly spam the block, then yeah, you're going to take out a lot of enemies pretty much automatically, because the block comes down, it's full, it hits this barrier, and it splits apart and just absolutely creams all the enemies. You will have to, so you can see here, have to kind of deviate a little bit from time to time, because some of the enemies you're not going to be absolutely able to kill by doing it this way. But in terms of the motion sections, where you know the Guts dozer is moving, this functions as a very good way of getting through the level. This little rocket thing here has a charge meter, so you kind of you're going to have to wait for the thing to refill. Oh, now I've lost my pattern. That's not very good. The shield also, as you can see, the shield here also has a nice side effect in that it blocks all the lasers and other things as well, so it's pretty good. This is the pattern that I really want, actually. This is very, very good. Shouldn't have too much of a problem with enemies here. But yeah, you are going to have to occasionally stop off and hit the missile at the front in order to progress. So it's usually these sections here where the Guts dozer comes to a stop, and we're going to need to shoot the barrier, if you will, to get through. Just hitting a Guts block at it, super arm, whatever you want to call it, won't do the trick. So yeah. I've probably pretty much said all that probably needs to be said about this level. It's unfortunately just slightly tedious. It goes on for a very long time, and there's not much happening, particularly if you will kind of, I say, quote-unquote cheat like this. The level, unfortunately, is incredibly annoying if you don't do this, just from the point of view of being out. I mean, look at the block spam here, amazing. But there's so many flipping enemies. These pippies as well. I mean, wow. I mean, look at that. They've even managed to get through. It's just, without doing this trick, this level is so annoying. Just from the point of, you know, the amount of enemies and damage that's going to be coming your way. So doing this and being able to, you know, absorb so much of the hits is just a huge help. You do kind of pick up some of the health pellets that hopefully enemies are going to drop. Not that one, unfortunately. It didn't kind of land. It landed at the bottom there, out of range. But yeah. That's one good thing, I suppose, at least about the number of enemies here, that you're probably likely to pick up, you know, energy pellets and such like that. So again, let's try and make clever use of this barrier. Indeed, we can. Stupid mess that we're going to have to fake out because we're not far enough, or not close enough to them. This is kind of annoying because I have to get really close to these damn things. And then they shoot out. Oh, and then they come even closer. How about that? Well, we should be able to get you now. Maybe not. Maybe we've got into a position now where this is probably the one scenario where I really don't want this happening. Ah, got it. Motion over here, destroy that thing, and hopefully pick up the pattern again. Oh, we've got a yay. We've got to come to another standstill immediately. When you are stuck behind the shield, there's not a lot of danger of getting hit by certain things, but yeah, it just, as you can kind of see from already what's happened, the level just goes on for quite a while. It is a little bit tedious and, yeah, not one of my favourites. It's kind of got a nice idea to it, but this stop-start way of dealing with all the enemies and you know, just the length of the stage just means it just goes on way too long. I could have done that last time with that giant thing, and rather than muck around trying to kill the Mets, I could have just yeah, done the shot the missile and hit the obstacle in the way. Come on, bunny, jump, good. Right. End of that insanely long, tedious level. And fittingly for Gutsman, we are going to be fighting Guts Dozer. Now again, I could try and do this the legit way, but this seems about as good a way as any to take him out. He does shoot this giant laser, at which point in time you really are going to want to get behind this barrier, but yeah, I guess I could maybe venture out, unless I haven't already killed him. I have now killed him, but yeah, you can attack him by jumping on this thing to shoot the missiles out, but this trick here is just insanely good. And insanely cheap from our point of view for once. Yeah, not the best of levels, that one, unfortunately. But that's 2 stages done. Got to play as Elec and Guts. And in theory, that leaves 2 stages left. That won't quite be true, but hey, that's what it at least looks like for the time being. So I will leave it there, and we will pick up what will be the final part of Mega Man Day in the Limelight next time. So until then, cheerio.